Hello, welcome to Parkview Elementary's Flipped Classroom. Today we're going to be talking about ratios, and this is the second part of comparing two quantities. Our objective today is you will be able to interpret ratios given in fraction form. You can also use a ratio to find what fraction one quantity is of another, or how many times as great one is as the other. Let's write and interpret ratios as fractions. Suppose 2 out of 3 animals in a pet store are birds. What is the ratio of the number of birds to the number of animals in the pet store? Well, we already know how to write ratios from the last video. So our ratio here is 2. Our ratio is 2 out of 3, or 2 to 3. Now we can write it 2 out of 3, or I can say 2 to 3, or I can also write it as 2/3. Now let's use a part to whole model to represent 2 out of 3. Here is our bar model. We use 3 bars the same length to represent 3 groups of animals. We shaded in 2 of these bars to represent, for every 3 animals, there are 2 birds. The first term represents the part, and the second term represents the whole. So remember, this is our part, this is our whole. Now, the birds in the pet store are parakeets and canaries. There are 3 parakeets and 7 canaries. We're going to find the ratio of the number of parakeets to the number of canaries. So how do you use a part-to-part model to represent this scenario? Here is our part-to-part model. We have 3 parts, which are parakeets, and 7 parts that are canaries. So our ratio is 3 to 7. So the ratio of the number of parakeets to the number of canaries is 3 to 7. The ratio 3/7 does not tell us what fraction of the birds are parakeets or canaries. Instead, it just tells us that there's 3 parakeets for every 7 canaries. So my question is, how many birds are there all together? I have 3 parakeets and 7 canaries. I have a total of 10 birds. Let's see. We have total number of birds is 10. So the ratio of the number of parakeets to the number of birds is, how many parakeets do we have? We have 3 to 10. The ratio of the number of canaries to the total number of birds is 7 to 10. Let's practice. The ratio of the number of white parrots to the number of green parrots is 7 to 8. Write a ratio to describe the number of green parrots to the total number of parrots. So first let's find the total number of parrots. We have 7 white and 8 green, so we have a total of 15 units. The ratio of the number of green parrots is 8 to 15. or 8/15. These are all the parrots, and these are the green ones. Let's practice again. The ratio of the number of male teachers to the number of female teachers in the school is 5-9. First, let's find how many teachers there are. I'll add up the male teachers and the female teachers, and we have a total of 14 teachers. So now what is the fraction of the teachers that are females? 9 are female, so it's 9 out of 14. There's 5 males, and there's 14 teachers, so the fraction of the teachers that are males are 5/14. Let's use ratios to find how many times one number or quantity is as great as a number. We're going to be comparing the height of a giraffe to the height of a horse. We're going to use the bar model. We have 6 units for the giraffe and 3 for the horse. So the question is, how many times, say the height of the giraffe is blank times the height of the horse. That's our question. So first we have to see which one is bigger. The giraffe is bigger. 6 units compared to 3 units. Since the height of the giraffe is greater, that's the one we're going to look at. Now let's look at how many times the height of the horse is to the height of the giraffe. We have the height of the giraffe is 6, the height of the horse is 3. We want to say times. So, this is an improper fraction. Let's divide it. 3 divided by 6 is 2. So it's 2 times the height of the giraffe. So the giraffe is 2 times the height of the horse, because if I say 3 times 2, it's going to be 6. Now if we turn it around and ask how many times the height of the giraffe is the height of the horse, we will put the height of the horse 3 and the height of the giraffe is 6, and we will reduce this to 1/2. So the height of the horse is half the size of the height of the giraffe. This is half the size of the giraffe. I know this can be confusing, so let's practice again. The height of a coconut tree is 48 feet, and the height of a papaya tree is 12 feet. So we have to find out how many times the height of the papaya tree is the height of the coconut tree. So the coconut tree is 48 feet, and the height of the papaya is 12. It's an improper fraction. I want to find out 12 times what will equal 48. Well, that would be 4 times. All right, good. If I didn't know that, I could divide and come up with 48. So the height of the coconut tree is 4 times the height of the papaya tree. Now let's look at the height of the coconut tree is the height of the papaya tree. We want to find out how many times. So the height of the papaya tree is 12. And the height of the coconut is 48. Again, we're flipping these around. reciprocating them. And we must remember that when we do, it changes the value. We need to reduce the fraction because we need to find out how many times. So the height of the papaya tree is 12, the height of the coconut tree is 48. I want to know how many times the height of the coconut tree is to the height of the papaya. So since this fraction can be reduced, let's find a common factor. 12 is a common factor of 12 and 48. So that would be 1/4. What we have found is the height of the papaya tree is 1/4 the times the height of the coconut tree. So it's 1/4 of the height. Let's review. In this lesson, you were able to interpret ratios given in fraction form. You can also use a ratio to find what fraction one quantity is of another, or how many times as great one is as the other. Don't forget your whisk. This is a very important lesson. Please go back and write notes, use examples that are in the video to put in your notes because this is a very tough lesson. Make sure you put where and when you watch the video, a summary, and any questions you have. See you tomorrow.